Hey everybody, welcome back to Mental Vibes, or welcome for the first time if this is the first time you've been to my channel. My name's Rashana. Just a quick introduction. I am a nurse, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, new grad.
All the things.
All the things, right? Gotta
So
take my board. Thank you. Still gotta take my board exams. I'm waiting, but I'll get there. A wife, a mom, and so I have been looking forward to kind of starting a podcast that are all things mental health. And the first series of the podcast is just interviewing just amazing women that I have come to know and love, and they are my sisters. And so I am just so happy to interview Martice Wright.
I'm so happy to be here.
Girl, thank you
for thinking about me.
Absolutely. I've already thanked her like a million times. I'm just gonna thank her a million and two more times. To thank her, she is busy, but let me just tell you a little bit about her, just a little bit, because she's gonna introduce herself. But she is just so we actually met in the mental health arena.
Mm-hmm.
We had a job at a local children's agency. And when I tell you I first met Martice, I said, she is just something special. She's just beautiful on the outside. And then when you get to know her, she's beautiful just as much in the inside. She's intelligent. And just God has his hand on her.
You are so sweet. Thank you.
Of course. So I'm glad that we became friends, because you don't friend everybody at work. But I can honestly say that her and her husband are my friends. So thank you, Martice, again.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I think you guys are going to be really impressed by what you hear today. So just start off with just telling us a little bit about yourself, Martice.
Okay, so I am Martice Wright. I am a mom, wife, all the things, therapist, friend, sister, all the things. But I am a child of God. I love the Lord.
Amen.
Just a backstory, like you said, we met. I moved to Phoenix 10 years ago.
I think so.
We met 10 years ago. It was 2014. I got married. I had a baby, moved to Phoenix. It was a lot of transition on my mental health while we're talking about mental health. And you were just such a great resource, a great friend to talk to, just to have during that transition. So I really appreciate you for that. Mental health, I graduated with my master's in 2012. So I've been in the field a long time, and I love what I do.
Yeah.
And a little bit about me, we have my products. Yes. Although mental health is my background, I started a business 5 years ago called MHO Beauty. I had a daughter, lost my edges, hair thin. I never knew what postpartum shedding was. Did you experience that with any of your boys?
I didn't, but I had heard of it, and I do know that it's a hormonal issue.
I never heard of it until I experienced it. So created my own little concoction for myself. Had a dream. God was like, you should market it. I did, and here we are 5 years later. It has done so well, changed my life in a lot of ways. And although I dibble and dabble between full-time entrepreneurship, I thank my mental health background, because I know how to talk to people. I'm caring, I'm kind. They feel comfortable talking to me, because hair loss can be very emotional.
So traumatic.
People lose their hair with disease, medications, having a baby, stress, grief, all the things. So yes, it has been a blessing to me and others. So I'm so grateful.
Absolutely. And I got to say that this was a right on time product, because one thing that I've heard a lot about from women as both a nurse and a therapist, and just from my friends, is the hair shedding and the hair loss that occurred after COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you heard a lot about that from your clients as well.
Definitely from COVID. That was one of the symptoms of COVID, and also grief. I experienced a lot of grief, family members passing, and I lost a lot of hair, a lot of shedding from the stress. So yes, I do agree with after COVID, I was hearing a lot of hair loss. I had COVID. Luckily, it wasn't that bad. I didn't experience it, but I know some people did.
Wow. I'm glad that you're okay.
Yes,
that you're still here. God kept us through that pandemic. Let me tell you, that was rough.
It was
for a lot of people. Okay, so wonderful introduction. Excellent job.
Thank you.
See, I told y'all you're going to like Martice. I know y'all love her already. And we're going to see more of her. because I really think that, like I said earlier, God really has his hand over her life, and she just has such an amazing spirit. And people like this in the world, they win, right? So she's going to do nothing but win. She's not going to fail. She's only going to win. You're going to see more of her.
I receive it.
Absolutely. So, so you did an excellent introduction, and so why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got into mental health? You know, we both met in the mental health arena. How did you get into that? Because that's a common question that I get is like, how did you, and especially as Black women, how did we get into the field, into the arena of mental health?
So I've always been like very nurturing. Like people just felt comfortable talking to me all the time. Just always been just a safe space for people. So I knew I would always work with people in some type of capacity. I went to school for education. I'm like, I want to be a teacher. And then I took a psychology class.
Wow.
And it really changed my life. I was like, I would love to learn more about people and why they do the things they do. And just really became intrigued. So psychology was really a good thing for me. So graduated, and I love the jobs that I got. I was like, I want to do counseling. So I got my master's in counseling, and that has been life changing in itself. Just learning about people, that's what really drew me to mental health. Just wanted to be, I'm very compassionate. I always just had a love for people. What about you?
You know what? It's so funny because I talked a little bit about this on one of my episodes that will be coming out soon. But even as a little kid, people would talk to me and you'd be like, "You're such a good listener." And I would be like, "Okay," you know. And then as you get older and you hear more about different careers and you hear about what a therapist is and how a therapist helps people and they listen and they might give good feedback and suggestions, I was like, I think I like that. I think that's where God's leading me, because just all of this, the suggestions and feedback and compliments that people gave me was, like you said, you're very empathetic, you're very kind, you're very compassionate, and you're a good listener.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a heart for it, because it's not a very lucrative career. You know, if we're going to be honest about it. So you really
we could be honest about it. We can be honest about it.
Have a heart for people, and I love what I do.
Yeah. And I'm actually really glad that you brought up the lucrative thing, because and I'm sure your friends did this with you, but when I got my first master's, people were like, "Oh, Bala, all right, she's taking us to lunch, lunch on Rashada." And I was like, if y'all only knew that you were making more than me. Because I was not making that much with a master's, which is crazy, because when you're talking about being a therapist, it is not a suggestion that you get a master's degree. It's a requirement.
Oh, for sure.
It's a requirement. And just to know that there were people, honestly, some people that even like in the fast food industry, who were making more than money us at that time, it was low-key embarrassing. But I had to remind myself that God has me on a great path. You can honestly make money in any arena that you're in if you really have a passion for it. And you're a creative person.
Your gifts would definitely make room for you. It definitely would make room for you.
That part.
Just think. So talking about just money and everything. Starting this business, I had no idea. My background is not cosmetology. It's not anything dealing with hair. So starting a business, I didn't think anybody would support it. Like, really, who's going to buy it? But I was obedient because I saw what it had done for me. So just starting out, I made a couple bottles like, "Hey, y'all, this is a before and after picture of my hair. Try it on yours. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Let's see." And I literally made 6 figures in 6 months. And I had to quit my job because I couldn't manage. I'm like meeting people at Walgreens. I'm like hustling out of my car.
You're a social person.
To get the product out, because I'm like, I want everybody to experience it. That's why I said it's been life changing. When I was able to make my check in 2 months, what I made in a year, I knew that it was really time to pivot. And talking about pivot, it's been really good, you know. With the economy, we need more money. So I'm glad I can fall back on my degree to I can get a job, I can be an entrepreneur, just being well-rounded. That's what I really appreciate.
I love the flexibility. And like you said, the well-roundedness. And, you know, there does come a time where sometimes you don't want to do necessarily the job that you have been working at or that you got the degree for. So like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you have so many lanes that you can fall back into,
For
right?
sure.
You can do your hair oil. The
Mm-hmm.
girl really could be a model. I mean, look at her.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? She's somebody's brand ambassador. Y'all reach out to her, somebody, because I mean, this
Thank
girl should be
you.
selling things. Or go back into mental health. She can do it all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
literally, she can and she does do it all.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for bringing up the words pivot
Mm-hmm.
and obedience,
Oh, for
because
sure.
obedience is
Definitely
a big
follow
word.
God, because it sounds
Yeah.
crazy to me. God telling me to market a hair oil. I'm like, who am I? Like, who will buy that? And it has been life changing. Not only money wise, monetary, but just flexibility. I'm able to
Mhm.
spend time with my family,
Mhm.
able to take the girls to school, spend time with my husband, travel, just do all the things. It has allowed me flexibility. So definitely obedience. If God is telling you to do something that sounds crazy, take my advice and do it.
Right. Take a leap of faith.
Definitely do it, because all you have to do is just start.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I can tell you, as a person who uses her products,
Yes, your hair is flourishing.
thank you, tried and true. And I get my hair is locked, and anytime that I go in for my relock or retwist, she always goes, "Girl, your hair grew again." She's always astonished by how much my hair has grown. And
Hmm.
so, anytime that I ever get compliments on my hair, especially from people who are in the new journey of like
Oh
that,
yeah,
because everybody goes through that awkward growth phase, or you have
yeah.
to let them grow, and you don't know
Hmm.
what to do with your hair. You just want it to hurry up and grow. I put everybody on game with Martice's hair
And I
oil.
really appreciate that.
Everybody. I mean, it's such a wonderful product. I do use it myself. I'm always like,
Hmm.
Martice, do you have more oil? I
Yes.
need more. And I'm so scared to use it because even though now she's back in Arizona, I'm trying to keep my supply.
Hmm.
But it's such a fabulous product. And you have and you can tell that it comes from love.
Oh, for sure.
For sure, right? Especially when you have experienced hair loss or shedding yourself, it can, like we talked about, it can be
Hmm.
traumatic. So,
Just
you,
talking to people like, oh,
mm-hmm,
I had cancer, went through chemo, and
mm,
my hair has flourished because of your product. I just love it's just heartwarming. It makes me want to go harder and
yeah,
you know produce more product.
yeah.
Hmm.
So you talked earlier about being a wife, being a mom. Y'all, she has two of the most beautiful little
Oh, thank
girls. They are
you.
so adorable. Shout out to Denver and Daly. They're beautiful little girls. And so, and then you are in the mental health arena. You are doing your hair oil, and it's doing fabulous. Martice, what do you do for self-care? How do you take care of yourself and put kind of everything on pause for a little bit so that you can
Hmm.
take care of you?
Which is very important to take care of yourself, because you really can't pour from an empty cup. So for me, I
Yeah.
like working out. I like going to the gym. If I got a little coin, maybe do a little spa, get a
Yes.
massage.
Yes.
But we know
Yes.
mental health, like self care, isn't taking a bath, and it's really
Yeah.
coming up with a routine for yourself, something you can do daily to and just
Routine.
incorporate just a little love for yourself. There could be, waking up an hour early, or
Right.
create a skincare routine. So
Right.
it's just really seeing how you can put yourself first, because you can't take care of other people if you're burnt out. So just
Absolutely.
creating, like I said, like a routine for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm
Hmm.
glad that you said routine. And there are some people that, they fit it in the best way that they can.
Yeah.
For us, I know when we worked at that one agency, it was just coming to my office real quick.
I
We just
know.
needed 5-10 minutes
Definitely
to
having
chat.
like a trusted friend, someone you can
Yeah.
talk to and vent to, because life be life,
Life be
and you
life.
need those people that you can talk to and just kind of vent to and get it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing how you take time to focus on yourself. I'm gonna let her have the workout thing. I'm gonna just tell her to do a sit up or two for me in my honor. But baby, it's just it's a mental hurdle, right? And you
Hmm.
can have all the degrees in the world, but sometimes you just come across a mental hurdle, something that just
Yeah.
tells you to stop, don't do it. I'm too
Hmm.
tired, and you have to
Yeah.
really fight and combat those negative thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
Just like I'm sure you probably had thoughts of like, do I do this hair thing? Do I not do
Oh, for
this
sure.
hair
Because I'm like, who
thing?
would support it?
Right.
So when I came out, I'm like, oh, Martice Hair Oil. I didn't even think to come up with like a different little name, a cute little name, because I'm like, who would buy it? Martice Hair Oil. I don't even have to think of nothing cute, just Martice. So that's where MHO Beauty came from, Martice Hair Oil.
Wow. That's so you was like, who's gonna buy it?
Who don't buy it besides my aunts and a couple cousins? But no, we have really blown up, and I am so thankful.
Well, it's actually a really good name because Martice is such a classy name. So Martice makes it sound like just a very elegant oil, anyways, which it's an amazing oil. So it was perfect. It was perfect.
Thank you.
I can't even see it being named nothing else. It's so good. And I love your catchphrase. What's your catchphrase, girl?
Get your edges right.
That's right.
Because I am Martice Wright. I'm like, what's cute and catchy? If I can't come up with a cute name, we could do a little catchy slogan. So definitely, and it's on my bottle too. Get your edges right. So this is our 4-ounce hair growth oil.
Yes.
And we have our hair growth balm. It's more of a grease. I know some people prefer oil, some prefer grease. I love the grease. We have shampoo, conditioner, twisted butters. We have more products. We have skin care line, all the things. So
the lash oil. Yes. So you talked a little bit about your family, your husband, and just tell me about how important it's been to have your family support in doing these different ventures as a woman. Like, it's so important to have a backbone, like a solid support system. So tell me a little bit about who your support system is.
My support system has been pretty much everybody. I always see on Facebook, it's like, oh, strangers will support you before your family, but that hasn't been the case for me. My family has been very supportive. So my husband has been a huge support. Just imagine me coming home like, I want to quit my job to start a business that was super unknown. So he was just like, I really believe in you. You should do it. And I was able to do it. So I'm just so thankful for that. Because imagine he like, no, you need to still be working. And he didn't see the vision. But the fact that he did, I really, quit your job.
We're a 2-income family around here.
But I'm glad he was able to see the blessing manifest to what it has been. So my family has been supportive. Daily is 7 now, and I've been doing the business over 5 years, so it's all she knows.
Right.
And I just show her little baby pictures of her holding the product, and it's just so cute. So my family, my mom, aunts, just everybody, strangers, everybody has been super supportive, and I love it.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that you have continued to have support because as Martice mentioned, she has moved around a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and sometimes to states where you don't know a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
And so to still just keep your mental health tight, to feel like I can still do this and take care of my family, and still take care of me. It's just nice to know that it seems that you have seemed to find support just about everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy for you that because it helps you to create a winning product.
Yeah.
When home is taken care of, then you can put your heart and soul into your product and getting that out there.
For sure, because I know we talked about me moving here 10 years ago. Yeah. But I left. So I stayed 3 years.
Sad time of my life, y'all.
Moved back. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. So the business started in Memphis.
Yes.
5 years ago. Yeah. So moved to Memphis. Business picked up, then the pandemic happened. If the pandemic happened in March, I started the business a couple months after that, and it really blew up during the pandemic. I guess people were like, I'm home, I'm working from home, I might as well take care of my hair. Nobody is really going out, so I might as well take care of my hair. And I just saw a really big increase during the pandemic. I don't know if it was the stimmy checks or what.
Right.
The PPP loans or whatever the case may have been, but business really picked up during the pandemic.
Absolutely. And while we're on this subject, let's talk a little bit about your social media presence.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have been someone that has been very like, okay, I'm only going to restrict my social media to this amount of people. And so truly, when I tell you that it has been outside of my comfort zone to start this podcast, to start this YouTubing and vlogging. It's been outside of my comfort zone, but it's been right in yours because, girl, you are a social media girl. GWORL. She is a social media girl. Martice can post something and almost instantly it's already got like 100 likes. I post something and maybe 3 weeks later we'll get likes. But but she stays out there. So just talk a little bit about the importance of social media presence when you are an entrepreneur, where your services, your goods rely on people like you guys to buy.
My whole thing is, how can I support you and buy from you if I don't even know what you like? What do you sell? What's your service? So for me, I'm like, I have to be visible every single day. So if I'm posting a picture of my hair, like I want you to see me. So, I'm posting every day so you can see the products, showing my personality, because of what I do believe in, people buy into you first.
There you go.
I've had people buy the product with no hair. It's just like, I want to support you. I'll give it away if I have to, but you're special to me. I want to support. So I always say that people buy into you first, your personality. That's what I love about you. You have the best personality. You're fun, funky, spunky. I love that about you. So people, if you come out with anything, people will support because it's you. So I think that's a big thing. People support because it's me. I put myself out there. I'm not afraid to meet people.
You're not. You're not. You're very social.
I try to get involved in a sorority, and I think that taught me to be social in college, having to meet people from the beginning.
Come on now, shoot out your sorority now. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
It's a long time of just being in spaces of just really putting myself out there. If I didn't have a business, I just love people. I love getting to know you. Like, tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
And I've done that here, moving back, just not knowing people, having a business. I feel like I have to start from scratch because I have my home base in Memphis. Right. So coming out here, I have to meet people, put myself out there. So it's been working. It's been good.
Yeah. Can't y'all see how she became a therapist? She's just so, you just want to tell her everything because she's so comfortable and she's so sweet, truly what y'all are seeing right now. This is her. This is her consistently. Let me tell you something. Martice don't switch up. Okay, so this is her.
What you see is what you get.
Listen, and that hair, honey. I mean, give us a toss. Give us a toss, honey.
I have to be a walking billboard, so I try to just keep my hair down. I love your hair. I'm like, thank you. I grew it myself. Let me tell you about it. Right. Let me tell you what I'm using.
Right.
And it's so crazy. I meet a lot of people, honestly, out. I'm at the post office. They'll see me, with my package. Like, girl, what's all that? Or I love your hair. Like, what do you use? And it's just my gateway to tell people about the product.
I like that. A walking billboard. You're absolutely right. Because Martice, you are a brand, right? And you're a brand even when you go to the grocery store.
Yes.
Right. So and you have sold your product at the grocery store before.
Especially in Memphis, because people, like I said, they knew me from social media. I have ads, radio ads. So people like, you look so familiar. I'm like, I already know. Like you probably see me on Facebook or social media. In my purse, I always have some product you can buy from me anywhere I am.
Right.
So,
that's right. She stayed with the product.
I'm never gonna miss the opportunity to get a coin.
That's right. That's right. She's a hair care dealer. All right, in these streets. Pop the trunk. And I love how she said that people with no hair buy from her. So listen, I need people with no eyes to subscribe to my podcast and just listen to our voice.
Yes, subscribe.
That's right. Martice, tell me a little bit about who inspires you. Now, see, being her friend, I know who her most favorite
Beyonce.
Yes. So Beyonce and honey, we know you like to pour into Black businesses.
I know that's right. Let's be good.
Let's be good. Okay, listen.
I love Beyonce. Just a woman, a mother. she inspires me as a businesswoman. It's like she gives her all, and she does
every
it,
time.
and it's not rushed. She like, oh, I was working on this project for 4 years, and it just seemed like she just does everything effortlessly.
Right.
But although I love Beyonce, I just love Black women. I just love Black women that's just doing things, who just going for it. Like you like, oh, let me start my podcast. I'm like, I'm so proud of you, because this is right up your alley. Like I always say she could be a TV host. I can see that coming, but
call me Oprah.
For real, like you have what it takes. You are just so funny and fun. That's what I love about you. So yeah, shout out to Black women. I just love Black women that's just doing things. That's who I look up to. Just a strong Black woman.
Yeah, and she has amazing Black women in her family. Like stated, we really are friends in real life, and so I've been to the cookouts and to the different various family functions, and have had the opportunity to meet several of her family members, and she has amazing Black women in her family. So
especially my mom. Shout out to my mom.
Absolutely, shout out to you, honey. Absolutely, and your sister.
Yes, my sister. And my sister is here. She moved to Arizona to be with me, and I left, went back to Memphis. She stayed. So yes, I have my sister, huge support while I'm here.
I love that. Oh my God, I wish I had a sister in my state. I don't.
I know.
But I love seeing the relationship. It's so cute. So you did mental health, and then you were in the pandemic. And then did we talk at all about how you got into starting this and how you got into marketing? Because I feel like entrepreneurship for a lot of people, and especially women, is really intimidating. I think people kind of feel like you have to have like $1 million to start. What was it for you where you went, this is it, I'm going to start day one? Like, what was it that got you
when I
into
saw
this?
It was a need. When I saw it was a need, just talking to people, doing research, they like, girl, my edges are falling out. My hair is thin. My hair is brittle. So just starting the conversation of hair just really motivated me to keep going. And I motivated myself just seeing, my hair was, this has always been my hair, like long, luscious. So to see it thin and no edges, like it really did something to my confidence. So like I can feel their pain. Like I understand. So I think that was just my motivation to just keep going, keep producing. Started at, oh God, first shout out to God.
Yeah.
God is good, because I feel like he gave me the vision, because I'm no chemist, no chemistry major, none of that. And these products are made from scratch. Yeah, especially the grease, the hair bombs. You can open it up. Just,
Yes, I love to smell this stuff. I love to smell this stuff.
Just all handmade, just from research and God. I love God.
Yeah. And the research is the biggest thing. I definitely can say that before you get into anything, whether it's a career, whether it's entrepreneurship and you have your own creative idea, do the research. It's so important. I often stay up late at night just kind of researching the podcast industry, because like I said, vlogging and podcasts and pushing yourself out there in socials is really foreign to me, because especially as therapists, like we were always trained, like you are very much responsible for your social media presence, and the things that you say you're held accountable for. You're really held to a higher standard when you have a license that you have to have for your work. And then plus, we do try to keep and what's the word, like keep ourselves a little bit anonymous online, not having easy accessibility to everybody, because our patients can look us up. Our clients can look us up, especially when we work with kids, and it's so innocent, just like, I want to see Miss Martice on social, on Instagram. I want to see her Insta, I want to see Miss Rashana on the book on Facebook, but I can't befriend you just because of ethics. So I've always tried to keep just a very like low key profile. So now starting to have a whole new profile that's public and anybody can access it, it has been a change for me.
And that's why I always work with kids. They got checking from me. They like, you auntie.
They be checking, honey. They're like, Miss Rashana, we've been looking for you on Instagram. We can't find you because I ain't got one. Okay, don't even go there.
Love podcasts and you doing your own research. Who do you look up to?
Oh, that's a
as
good
far as
question.
podcasts?
You know what? Person who's had the biggest influence in my life with the podcasting is actually this one vlogger named Javlogs. Her name is
Mm.
Javon Beard. Shout out to her. Hope I meet her
Okay,
one
I'm
day.
gonna have to tune
Yes,
in.
I love her. And what got me into her actually was I was in nursing school and broke, broke. Broke.
That school, period, girl, it will drain them,
Listen.
but the reward
But the reward,
will be
right?
much bigger. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I was in nursing school, and having just been like a therapist full time, I was used to getting checks, not
Yeah.
big checks, but checks. And
Mm-hmm.
so, taking a step out on faith, becoming a nurse and not working full time or even really part time, it was as needed. I started watching these podcasts about, or these vlogs, I should say, vlogs about Disneyland. Because I just wanted to take my boys to Disneyland. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted to do. I'm a Disney
Mm-hmm.
nut. And I found her. I literally looked up on YouTube black families who do Disney, and came across her and various other people, but her family was the one that I just felt like I
Okay,
most
kind of
related to.
gravitated to.
I gravitated to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw she had other content days in her life, and I watched her all throughout nursing school. So I was like, I want to do that, but maybe just not like, again, like expose like my whole life, because I'm just not used to that. It's like that's like
Yeah.
a, but like just little contents of my life and talk about what I love to do, which is mental health.
Yeah, because you have a beautiful family too. You
Yes,
look
I
like
do.
our
Yes, I
Martice. I love the
do. Hey,
boys, and you have an
y'all.
amazing husband, Eric.
Thank you. Yes,
I just love getting
amazing.
with you guys.
Thank
We always have such a good
you.
time. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I might venture into that, but this is my comfort level for now. It's just
Yeah.
interviewing amazing people that I love, people that have inspired me. I've been inspired by Martice because when I saw how well she was doing with the hair brand, I said, oh my gosh, she just stepped out. And every day that I wasn't stepping out on faith, I just thought, okay, if I would have done this a year from now,
Look where I would
where would
have
I have
been.
been?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that about you too. Like, what if you would have just kept procrastinating or been in
Mm-hmm.
fear? You wouldn't have this amazing product where you've been able to grow so much just in your craft. I'm sure you perfected this from the first time
Oh, for
you
sure.
came up with it
Yeah.
with the hair crack girl with the
Mm-hmm.
hair oil to now. I'm sure you've had to refine it
Yeah.
several
And
times.
people are always like, like as a business owner, how do I become successful or how do I even get started? And that's the thing, you just have to start.
You just have to
That's all
start.
you have to do is start and let
Yeah.
God lead the way. He just
Yeah.
like start and I will help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
put yourself out there.
I agree. And
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my husband Eric, and he was just talking about the number of times that it takes people to sometimes fail before they have like a winning product.
Yeah.
And so failure is part of the growth and failure is part of winning. So I was just like, I was so scared to fail at this, but I'm like, how would I know if I would even fail, period, if I
Mm-hmm.
don't ever start it?
And they say overnight success, it takes about 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
So you think people like, oh my goodness, it's happening for them. They're overnight success. And they tell you their backstory, like, no, I've been at this for 10 years trying
Mm-hmm.
to, get to this moment. So,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't see the reward in the beginning, but you just have to keep going.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Martice, is there anyone that mentors you, or have you been mentored by anyone? I'm finding that mentorship is really big these days. I'm seeing a lot of women who have like mentorship networks, or where they're mentoring women in business. Do you have a mentor? Have you ever been mentored?
I haven't. I always wanted a mentor. It never
Yeah,
happened for me. So I just became the person other people needed. So I do
there
have
you go.
mentees. Yeah,
Nice.
so I've always wanted to, come on, somebody pass all the knowledge to me, but it
Right.
never happened for me. So, like I said, I just became what I needed and
Yeah.
just help teens in business because you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how many teenagers are super talented.
Listen.
One of my mentees, 16, killing
Wow.
it, has a hair oil line. I started her out,
Wow.
helped her get acclimated. Now she's in college at Texas
Wow.
Southern. She's doing so good.
Wow. Good for
So that's what
her.
I just rather give back until I do get a mentor. I would love one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that that's great that God put you in the position to mentor others, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, having mentorship is great,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of people who get their start in just because they're naturally leaders, and so they go on and they mentor others. But I'm sure just the words of your mother, your aunts,
for sure. I was gonna say that. Yeah, people in my
absolutely.
life have been, motivating, and I was able to use their words, to help me. So if you're looking for a mentor and it's not happening for you, that's okay. You
Yeah.
don't need anyone to validate you. Just get started on your own.
Absolutely. What is your desire? What is your plan for MHO? Where do you want to see this go? What's the next step for this?
You know what? People are like, oh, what's your 5-year plan? I don't have one because 5 years ago, I did not see myself here.
Facts.
It's just so, like, my word for the year is just God. God leads me wherever I might be an actress. I don't know. I'm like, Lord,
she could. Look at this screen test. Screen test. She's passed, honey. She's like, beautiful.
Lord, whatever you want from me, because my plan to be small. I'm like, oh, girl, making $200,000, and the Lord, like, I give you $2 million. So I'm just wherever the Lord leads me. I'm ready to go. I'm with you, Lord.
Amen.
So yeah, I don't really just make plans. My word, I always do like a word of the year.
Yeah.
Last year was community. I was just moved here, and I really found a really good community. So this year, I was like, my word, just God. God lead me.
Y'all, the word of the year is just God. Wow.
I'm just following you, Lord.
I never even, girl, nuggets, gems, drops.
And that started for me. I'm reading the Bible, the whole Bible.
Good,
and it is really like life changing too. Yeah. So I'm just like, God, I'm reading your word. I'm just going to let you lead my life.
Yes.
Especially for this year, 2025. Yes. Oh, God.
I love that. Y'all need to be, I hope y'all have a pen and paper, because this is good. You know what? Okay, I'm going to come up with a word for the year right now, because I am inspired by that. Well, I mean, of course, always God. Because I just feel like I just can't do the major moves without him. I do move under the authority of God, and I can only explain it as like vibes, as feelings, like I move left, move right.
What's your word?
Woo. Let's see. My word is going to be, you know what? I think my phrase is just going to be, just do it. Do it.
That's right. Thrive. I'm gonna give you a word. Thrive.
Thrive. I like that. Thrive.
Putting yourself out there and doing it.
And
it's just
do it.
And then it's gonna thrive, because God said all you need to do is just put yourself out there, and now do the rest.
Yeah. That is so inspirational. I like that. Thank you for giving me a word. I needed that. Thrive. Because this is new for me. This is out of my comfort zone. And the only way that I can hope to see myself thrive is just to do it.
Yeah.
So
and putting
thrive
yourself out
leads
there.
me right back there.
Yeah.
Listen, therapist Martice over here therapizing me. Okay. Yeah, but the thrive word, I love that. So thank you. Absolutely. So Martice, this has been so informative.
I had such a good time.
Absolutely. I'm so glad. Thank you once again for this. I just want to just leave you with the floor and just any words, encouragement, wisdom that you want to pour into the people who are watching. Just you take the floor. You close us out. Last words of wisdom from Martice Wright.
Words of wisdom to any mother, wife, business owner is self-care. Like we talked about, make sure you are filling yourself up, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot help or give what we do not have. Burnout is real. Burnout on your job, having kids. As women, we just wear so many hats. So just make sure that you are caring for yourself. You are looking around, cleaning up mess. And when I say mess, they can be sometimes your circle, your friends. Sometimes we outgrow people, but anything just bringing you down, it's time to get rid of it. 2025. Anything that's weighing you down, people, places, and things.
Amen.
We just cleaning up our lives, our circle, just so we can just have a good year. Good year, no stress. We're not stressing 2025. We are thriving. We are just pushing forward. Yeah, taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Take care of our mental health for sure. And don't be afraid to see a therapist, talk to somebody.
That part.
It's never a bad thing to heal yourself from past
Yeah,
traumas and all the things. So definitely see a therapist if you need to.
absolutely.
Put yourself out to meet new friends. You know, me, you have been a blessing. I'm able to talk to you, vent to
Yeah.
you, all the things. So yeah, we taking care of ourselves. 2025.
Listen, she didn't close it out right. I don't have that much to say other than thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Again, this is Mental Vibes. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the content if you feel like it is something that you just feel strongly connected to, or
Mhm.
somebody else might be a benefit to it. Again, thank you for your time,
You're welcome.
for welcoming to your beautiful home, this beautiful setup here. I'm going to leave a link down in the descriptions to get to Martice's website so that you guys can purchase her amazing hair oil. Um, Fantastic product, tried and true, guaranteed. And so, yeah, I'll be leaving that. Martice, thank you
Oh, thank
again. We got
you.
to
Bye,
wave off to the
guys.
camera.
Have a great year.